Hi, my name is Dr. Imankusumadirja. I'm from Indonesia. I want to Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Dentistry Talk with me, Imankusumadirja, and today I will have a very special guest. He is a friend, he is a mentor, and definitely he is very important for my laser education. And hopefully we can still be friends for more years to come. I would like to welcome our special guest for tonight, Dr. Walid Altayeb. Walid, how are you?
Hi, Iman. Thank you for the invitation. And hopefully everything is going well all around the world, not in Indonesia also.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, before we start, I would like to give some thank you. I would like to say thank you to all of the participants that have joined us today, especially not only from Indonesia, but there's also from Philippines and also from Malaysia, from Brunei Darussalam, and also from Singapore. It's quite amazing today because, well, I think it depends on the speaker, Walid. And well, when I have a very special speakers, and also from Qatar, from United Arab Emirates, and still waiting for more participants from Europe. I guess there's some participant that registered to us just close by to the event. So thank you very much for joining us today. And I would like to start the show, our webcast with Dr. Walid Altayeb. So I have a lot of questions to ask you, actually.
Yeah.
This is my show now.
You will take your revenge now, huh? It's time to revenge. Well, this is my job always to ask that question.
Yes, but this time is the opposite around. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Walid, I would like to ask you. This is something that I want to ask you from maybe like 2 years ago. How did you get involved with laser? Come on, give me something here.
There's nothing special, as the most of the people. First of all, I'm graduated from Damascus University, and I remember during my postgraduate study, my research in PhD and the master was completely different, far away from the laser. It was about relation between periodontitis and cardiovascular disease. And that's time, in Damascus University, we have something called the Laser Institute. And it was in the same floor of the periodontology department. But honestly, I didn't visit this institute. I stayed in Damascus University more than 15 years, but I didn't enter that room.
Okay.
Especially because I am periodontist. That's time, always we are, as periodontists, our main reference was the American Academy of Laser, especially their journal. And when we read their journal, especially about the relation or the benefit of using of the laser to management of the periodontal disease, always there is some negative feedback coming from American Academy of Periodontology. For this reason, I was not involved in the laser dentistry. Just a story like this is very simple. I remember in 2006, one of my friends is living in Saudi Arabia. He sent me a photo and asked me about recommendation for the treatment. He make something like depigmentations, and he sent me the photo. He has some complication, and he asked me what as periodontists we can manage here. Then I asked you, this is photo, how long do you take it? You told me after 3 days. In that point, I was surprised. After 3 days, in my depigmentation case, I still have the gingival back trace, still the patient bleeding, still bad. And that's time I began to ask myself, there is something I missed, really I missed. So on that point, I began to start to learn something about the laser. But unfortunately, at that time, if I'm talking about 2006, we don't have this internet facilities.
What year was that? What year was that?
2006.
2006, okay.
Yeah, we don't have this facility to get the education from everywhere. It was very limited for the lasers and was mainly coming from the company.
Yeah.
Honestly, in that time, I don't distinguish between water laser and Academy of Laser Dentistry. So it was too much information. We don't, unfortunately, I don't have mentor when I start to learn about the laser. So I started with the difficult way, and I think with not the correct way to learn.
It's
from
the experimental way.
From the company. From the distributor of the lasers.
Okay.
And there's many funny stories coming from the distributors. Anyhow, later then I began to visit Europe for education. I remember I was involved in Germany, visit all laser institute. It was my first real experience to learn laser educations. Actually, is with Dr. Kessler and Hebst. This is the first researcher who involved the erbium in the laser dentistry in the dentist in 1994. So after that, I visit United States. I have many options, many visits for many academy in Europe. Then mainly from 2010, I can tell that I began to get my real educations in laser dentistry through the Academy of Laser Dentistry. So that's what's happened. Usually, as dentist in my clinic, I bring the first diode. And what's this? Called the distributor. What is this? This is on, this is off. You need to increase the watt years. And that time I don't have any idea about what's spontaneous, what's pulsing. With the wavelength, everything for me, the laser was lasers. So, but anyhow, after that,
that's a good...
how did I start?
Okay, so I have a better start than you, I guess.
Yeah, always I tell my students, you have better start than me. Just I tell you something from the funny stories from the first distributor. He told me, when you are using laser, you have some debris will stuck in the end of the tip. So bring alcohol swab and you clean it. This is one of the...
Luckily you don't get burned, right?
Actually, the second time when I try it, I have burned.
Yeah, okay. So before I reach into go into the serious question,
yes,
I would like to introduce to the participant that Dr. Walid have a Master of Science in Periodontics and a PhD also in periodontics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, now he's a board member and speaker bureau, if I'm not mistaken, at the Academy of Laser Dentistry. So now I'm going to the serious question. Okay. So actually, since you're in the board of Academy of Laser Dentistry, what is the goal of Academy of Laser Dentistry? Please.
Wow. Difficult question and serious question for someone serving in the board. I don't know the answer, it will be a problem. Yeah. Actually, it's first Academy of Laser Dentistry is a non-profit academy. This is first, and you have to underline that's a non-profit. So it's not related for company, it's not related for something to bring the money.
That's good.
The mission of Academy of Laser Dentistry, education, and enable the dentist and who working in the dentistry field to use the laser in safe way.
Okay.
This is the simple mission. So educations and spread the word of the laser. Actually, Academy of Laser Dentistry started officially after merging two academies, and this was in 1993. And if you remember, Iman, the first laser, especially for dentistry, it was at the end of 1991, Myers and Myers in Diag. So actually, the Academy of Laser Dentistry was there from the start point, and was the first academy and involving in laser dentistry, especially not in the medical laser, because we have another academy for medical lasers or something else. So the mission again, education, and remember, it's non-profit.
Okay, so it leads to another question. So if I'm in the Academy of Laser Dentistry, but for participants, for the viewers, what can they expect if they're about to join the Academy of Laser Dentistry? What can they expect from it?
Actually, I have to ask you this question.
I can answer that question definitely.
Yeah, I know. We have many things, the membership benefit to be involved in this academy, and that's one. But the main benefit you will get is the education and sharing of the knowledge and non-biased knowledge. This is very important.
Yeah.
So you will know yourself that you are now in fair play. You will not get some misleading information, because we know some of the companies, they will advertise their lasers, so sometimes they overestimate it, so something like this. And the good thing about Academy of Laser Dentistry is believe that the laser dentistry is for clinical work.
Yeah.
So if you notice, for all our program, we concentrate about the clinical, what you can see in your clinic, not only in the lab, not only in the research. So the main thing that the education, and when you begin with the education, the Academy of Laser Dentistry, you know there's many steps, beginning from the basic information to standard level, then the advanced, and fellowship or mastership to reaching to the end of this stage. And something is very special, really, this is for Academy of Laser Dentistry. I can tell you my story, how it started. In 2010, I have two options, to start with one group in Europe or to start in the United States. I visited Europe, attended courses for 5 days. Then I remember in October 2010, I visited the United States for the first time in the Las Vegas Laser Institute. Something was organized by ALD. When I was there, I feel the big difference, how they manage the information. Actually, they structure all their program depending about what you need. When I am going to attend something, I don't need to spend 2 days, 3 days just to tell me about the physics.
Yeah.
And then after 2 hours, 3 hours, I will begin to sleep during the presentation.
And then you forget about it.
I need to listen for something I can apply it in my clinic. I invest my time, I invest my money.
Yes.
But at the end, the outcome is supposed to be reflected in my clinical work. But it is not reflected if just I want to travel to get just certificate and place it in the wall. But at the end, I don't get the result. This is something that I noticed with ALD. And something else, ALD, it's academies as non-profit, but at the same time, the structure and the bylaw is very strong. It's not academy of persons. It's not like in the Arab world, we have president all the life. We have president every year, we change it. We have the board every year, we change the board. Actually, it's, for anyone in the world can involve, you are welcome. They are not looking for your nationality. They are not looking for your religion or anything. And this is something true, something you don't find in other groups. it's real. So as example, for me as someone coming from the Arab world, Muslims, does not issue for them to involve me inside the board. They don't look any time for where are you coming from, or what's your language ability, what's your political review or something like this. And this is very important. And the last point, everyone who visit the Academy of Laser Dentistry conference, they know it's like family.
Yes.
You get family, you get a friend. I can get, if I have many benefits from the laser, but the main benefit I get it from the laser, my friend from all around the world.
Yeah.
So sometimes you visited another conference, you go there and you leave as nothing is happening. But ILD, every time you will go there, you have a new friend to your list. Some people who only just want to share their knowledge. They want to share their experience.
Okay, by the way, it's like this. I mean, for all the participants, if you will have a question to ask to my friend here, Dr. Walid Altayeb, you can just write the message. You can send it to me, or you can directly to me, or you can send it in the chat group, or you can send it through WhatsApp, the one that you have registered this talk show, this webcast. And I will definitely ask Dr. Walid to answer it. Well, in my point of view, I would like to add something. It's I mean, this laser really changed my perspective, as Dr. Walid said, and it changes my perspective in dentistry. I mean, I don't practice general dentistry anymore, so I practice laser dentistry. So, and the good thing about this Academy of Laser Dentistry is it felt like it's not just theoretically, too many theory. It's more about clinical ways. That's when every time I go to Dubai or to do this program, I learn something and I can definitely apply it in my daily practice. So that's what you mean, right, Dr. Walid?
Exactly, yes. Always I tell the student, if you have course Friday and Saturday, and if you go to your clinic in Sunday and you don't practice, so you don't get any benefits from this course.
Yes.
It's simple like this.
And then I would like to ask more questions about what is the difference, the main difference between ALD and another organization. I will not say names, but some of them also have a very good way in distributing the knowledge to the participant. So this is between the good and the good, not the good and the bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is first. I agree with you. The main difference, first, the bylaw and the structure of ALD. Why the ALD still survive after now almost 280 years. This is the only academy in the world in the laser dentistry who has annual conference every year, and sometimes more than one conference. The main difference, that's the structure of ALD, how it's built, not built around one person.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is something essential for me, for the survival, because anyhow, there is some successful academy who's built around one person.
Yeah.
But just I am thinking, when this person will retire, what will happen to this academy? And we have many stories in the history of the laser dentistry. Some academy grow up, working in 90s, maybe in 2004, 2005, we don't found it anymore. So the continuity, this is very important. The second thing, maybe something related for the cultural issues. You are working with American Academy of European. We know there's different in how to deliver the informations. The American education is maybe it's more pragmatic. They go to the directs. Why you come, Iman, why you attend this course? You attend this course to learn this technique, so we'll teach you this technique.
Yeah.
Maybe in some other group, they make it very large. And I respect the other group who's working with the research and something else. But sometimes the practitioner, the general practitioner or the specialist who working in the private, he don't care about the number and the statistic.
Yes.
He's caring about something he can do it in his hand.
Yes.
Show him
That's
that.
true.
So
It's true.
maybe this is something essential. And actually, every year when we place the program of the LD conference, we concentrate in that one. So the objective for any lecture is supposed to be a clinical objective. Okay, if you want to attend something about for the research and about that one, if this success with this dog will disrupt it,
Yeah.
it's okay. This is not the LD. This is you
Yeah.
can't go there. So,
So,
this is the main thing. But anyhow, as you mentioned, this is not to select ALD and
of course.
refuse the others. You can be involved
Yeah.
here and involved here. And we have something, other experience. When the commercial issue go and involve too much inside any academy, it will be biased. We have many academies biased for company. Actually, it's academy for companies, but under another name.
It's business. Yeah.
Yes, they deliver good education
Yeah.
for their laser and everything. But sometimes they hide the other good things that outside their company.
So nothing is perfect, right? There's always a good side and a bad side of every story.
Exactly. So if you only want to learn, as example, company for this wavelength, manufacture only these two wavelengths. They will show you everything good about this wavelength.
Related to the wavelengths, yeah.
And this is true.
Yeah.
But in this time, because I remember I attended one conference for this group, I didn't attend any lecture about another wavelength.
Yeah.
So you will be too much biased, too much directed. They directed for one way. And always I tell for anyone who involved in laser dentistry, it's like driving the car. When you want to buy the car, you need the company to teach you what the feature of the car.
Yeah.
But not the company who will give you the driving license and will judge your skills in the driving.
Yeah.
You need independent group, non-biased group to show you that you are a good driver or not, or safe driver or not. So this is the main thing when you are. And anyhow, with the Academy of Laser Dentistry, we have collaboration with many academies all around the world. But our issue always, in last 5-6 years, the continuity of the other group, because we find academy 2-3 years working, and then they are not theirs. So this is something issue, and the bias thing. Always if you go for any laser dentistry for academy, any program for the conference, you can see they cover everything. So maybe Walid like this wavelength.
Yeah.
You have to hear for another wavelength. And you can't compare.
Well, it's for a newbie in laser. I mean, there's a question directly to me. It's about if I don't know anything about laser, can I join the academy, and will I get the knowledge if I join the academy? If I'm nothing, if I don't know anything about laser, well, I can answer that easily. because you know what, the first time I joined this academy, I only know about only one wavelength in laser.
Your device, correct.
For all of you that didn't know, don't have any information about laser, there's a lot of laser in the market, a lot of laser in the world, and it's divided by wavelengths. So there's a diode, there's erbium, there's for instance, a carbon dioxide laser and everything. And at that time, I only know about only one laser wavelength. It's the erbium only. I don't know about diode. I don't know about carbon dioxide. I haven't even seen how it's like. So that's when I first joined and meet this guy. But this guy demands a lot from you when you start to know him, and he will put something in your mind. Come on, no more, learn more. Learn. You have to be able to do this. You have to be able to do that. And that's actually helping you if you don't know anything about laser. And this guy is the one you need to find to know. I mean, it's true. It's not for the sake of this talk show, but it's true, actually. So, there's another question. How can a GP join the academy? Any specific requirements?
No, just you have to be licensed dentist in your country or hygienist, because the Academy of Laser Dentistry is not only for dentists, it's also for hygienists. If your country there is hygienists, they can involve. This is the only condition. You're supposed to be licensed dentist. There is option for the student, of course, but it will be different memberships. And for how to start, actually, when you go to the website of the Academy, there's many courses, especially the basic course, the fundamental course of the laser. This is your start point. And I can tell you, you will start, any one of you, you can start with and way better than me. This is the idea. I buy the car when I don't know how to drive it.
So there's no specific requirements?
No specific requirements.
And there's another question I would like to add to you. What is the meaning? There's a lot of context in the information regarding the fellowship, but we haven't reached a fellowship session yet. And there's a question. There's countries there like Indonesia, like Algeria. What is that for?
Yes. I am serving as the chair of the international committee.
Yes.
So, like example, when you start with Indonesia, we know now that traveling is very difficult sometimes. It's a financial issue not helping some country. So we have something called the study club. This is affiliate for ALD for each country, some country. We affiliate study club. We have someone, we call it the champions, ALD champions, or his leader for study club. He's supposed to get advanced education in laser, and he will be involved in this country. Like example, in Indonesia, we have Iman, chair of the Academy of Laser Dentistry study club. This study club, they will have many activity, and this activity is so we'll respect the special requirement for each country. Like I give you example, I am practicing in Qatar. In Qatar, as dentist, you are not allowed to use the laser inside your clinic until you get special privilege from the Ministry of Health. You have to apply, and to get this privilege, you have supposed to show them that you have
license.
You get the education,
certificate,
and the training. So when we established study club here in Qatar, we respect the local regulation. What they need, we began to design special program for these requirements in this country, and we have the same example for another countries. That's it. So in other words, the study club is the branch of ALD inside your country, but we will not have too much to do many things like traveling or getting information. Some study club they have can organize the fellowship program and everything. So all kinds of these laser.
But there's another question. For instance, like maybe in Malaysia or the Philippines, they don't have any affiliates study club. So can they join? I mean, like for instance, Malaysia and Philippines is not very far from Indonesia. Rather than travel to Qatar or to Italy, it's closer to travel to Indonesia.
If you noticed, when you're starting for each club, we is not serving for this specific country. Like example, we started in Qatar Laser Club, then we make it Gulf chapter. Gulf chapter serving for 6 countries who can travel very easy, who can communicate, you have many representatives. So the same thing when we have Indonesia will serve all the country in South Asia. We have study club in Philippines, we serve the neighbor country in the same issues. like in Algeria, serving for the North Africa, like with the same. And it's depending about the activity of study club. Of course, we can start study club for each country in the world, but this is not realistic.
Yes.
Because the study club, you remember, Iman, you have to meet many requirements to be affiliates, and when this main requirement, who will be chair of this study club, supposed to show his passion to the laser and his knowledge.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we don't have this option in all the other countries. So when we found someone we can trust him as educator, and he will committed for the mission of the academy by education and non-profit education, not looking to do business from through the education. So we can establish study club there.
Hi, my name is Dr. Imankusumadirja. I'm from Indonesia. I want to